And welcome back to the channel, family. Arnel here. I'm a lady. Say hi to the family.
Hi, family.
So today we are reacting on the don'ts of visiting America. For those who have never been to the US, there are things you should not do while visiting America. And in this video, we're going to learn that.
I think it's quite important. We know the things you don't have to do when you visit America.
Yeah.
We really need to.
I think the video will be a bit longer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, please let them know.
So thank you, family. As you've heard, the video is going to be quite a bit longer. But I really wish you watch at least half of the video, or better still watch the full video.
Yeah.
You look so amazing doing that. Thank you.
Thank you, family.
And welcome to our new subscribers.
Yeah, so we can just set a target. At least 10 minutes of watching the video will be very good for this one. Thank you. Let's play.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in Mystic, Connecticut, in a beautiful place here in the U.S. And today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting the U.S. because anywhere you go in the world, there's things you should do, but there's also things you shouldn't do. And this video is going to just cover the U.S. in general, okay? And our first don't for when you visit the U.S. is don't touch the Americans. Look,
What?
Americans really like their personal space. It's like they have a bubble around them, and if you get too close to them, they feel very, 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 very uncomfortable, okay? So
Wow.
make sure you give them a little distance when you are there, you know, because I know when I go to Italy and Spain and stuff, we're like, Mark, how's it going, all this stuff, and my American friends sometimes go, wow, they're really, really affectionate. Like, that's just how it is. Here, space is key. The second
Wow.
don't I have for you is don't count on public transportation. Look, when we were in China and we were in throughout Europe and South America, we took buses and trains and planes and all kinds of stuff to get all over the place because public transport is really developed. Here in the US, you cannot count on public transport to get you a lot of places. Yes, in big cities like New York and Chicago and stuff like that, you can get around with public transport and it'll take you where you want to go. But a lot of towns, small towns especially, and middle-sized cities, the public transportation networks are not very good, and at night sometimes it's not very safe. So that is kind of a frustrating thing. So yes, you're going to probably have to rent a car when you come here, okay? So just have a heads up for that. And that kind of leads into the next don't I have for you is don't underestimate the size of the U.S. The United States, it's, you know, continental U.S. is like
Amen.
First of all, there to underestimate the size of the US.
Yeah, because but I used to do that. I've been doing that for a long time, like underestimating the size. I just used to think, yeah, that's just some country. And the more we do these videos, I just know how much I underestimate the US size. Yeah, please.
It's quite big. Very
Yeah.
big.
Please click that button, the last button that way on the license.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click it. Good. Click again. Again. Wow, that's better. Thank you. That's good.
You're welcome.
Let's go.
continental Europe. It's huge. I mean, would you think of driving from, oh, I'm going to do, you know, go to from Lisbon to Paris and then go up to Tallinn and then head down to Sofia? No, you're like, that is insanely far. It's the same thing when you come to the U.S. I meet a lot of travelers that are like, oh, I'm going to fly into New York, grab a car, drive down to Miami to see Miami Beach, and then head over to L.A. I'm like, dude, you got 2 weeks? You're going to spend the entire time in cars. The distances here are insane. So what I recommend is picking a region. So, oh, we're going to stay here in New England and see New England. Or we're going to go in the Southeast, you know, go to Atlanta and Savannah.
Oh, what I'm learning is that New England is a region. It is not a state or a city.
Yeah, it's not the
So it's
same.
like a bunch of states, right?
Yes.
Like in an area. So it's a region in the US. Like you have something like the Midwest, something like that, the South.
And Charleston, things like that, or visit the West Coast. You do that to get a better idea of the culture there and things like that, but also it's just the logistics things because it's so far between the places. And to go along with that, for Americans, a 3 to 4 hour drive, that's a day trip. Like my parents live 3 hours away. I will literally get up, go drive, have lunch with my mom, and then drive back home just for lunch. 6 hours in the car. No big deal. It's about 7 hours when we start to think, that kind of is a long drive. And we drive the entire way through. Okay, this isn't like, oh, I must stop every 2 hours and have a 15-minute break. Oh, no. No. We drive all the way through, okay? Now, my next don't for you when you come here is don't think that the sticker price is the end price. Look, in the US, we have sales tax. I know other countries, they have VAT, value added taxes. They're already put into the price of products. So when you see, oh, it's $1 or €1, oh, I only pay €1. In the US, it is not like that. We have sales tax, so a certain percentage is added onto that product. And the thing is, I cannot tell you what the sales tax will be where you're going to travel because it's different everywhere. Cities, states, counties, different products have different sales taxes, and some products don't have sales taxes. Some cities don't have sales taxes. Some have 10% sales tax. It can be different anywhere you go. So if you're gonna go get your dollar menu item at a McDonald's or a Culver's or a wherever, it's not gonna be $1. Where I live, there's 2 cities right by where I live. One, it's gonna be $1.08. The other one, it's gonna be $1.09. So be ready for that. And it's not just the sales tax. Also, there could be the tipping on top. And that leads us into
All right. What he's trying to say is that if like you see something and the sales tax is like $1,
Yeah.
but when you want to buy it, it's possible that it can be more than, let's say, $5.
No, it means that what the price you're seeing there, the sales tax is already added to the real price of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if at all it has a sales tax,
Mm-hmm.
it will be added to the tag to the price tag that you're seeing on the
Right,
on
right.
everything. That's what I'm understanding by
the
that.
5th don't, and that is don't forget to tip. Look, in the US, you tip 15 to 20% at a sit down restaurant, okay? Now,
Wow.
McDonald's, stuff like that, no, you don't tip at a fast food place. But if it's a sit down restaurant where they bring you your food and stuff like that, you will tip them 15 to 20%. If you are in a group of 6 people or more, sometimes they automatically put the gratuity on there, which sometimes can be 18% or something like that. Look, when you come to the US, there's a reason why the food is like so affordable. You're like, wow, it's cheap to go out and eat in the US. It's because there's kind of this understanding that the service fees and paying for the workers and the waitresses and stuff like that, that goes on to you, the person eating there, with the tips. So the food and stuff can be cheaper when you go out to eat. And I know a lot of people say, I don't believe in tipping and this tipping isn't the right thing. They should pay their people more. Well, if you want to pay more for your food, they can do that. But they don't, okay? So tip
Yeah.
What do you mean of tip?
A tip is an additional price, right? So
So,
say for
but he's
example
saying that when you come, you should not tip.
that you
No?
should
That you should tip.
yeah, you have to tip.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't understand. Have you understand what it means by tipping?
He said an additional price, right?
Yeah, when you bring food, right? Say you
Mhm.
bought food for $10, right? And a waiter brought food and served you $10 food, and your tip is between 15% and 20%. So if you're tipping 15%, automatically you know that you add them $1.05. That means I give them $11.5.
Mm-hmm.
So that additional money on it is to make the food cheaper next time when you go out. So it makes the restaurant have more money to make food cheaper.
All right.
Yeah.
tipping is something we do here in the US. So
And if at all I'm not explaining correctly, guys, I'm just saying what I understand. I'm not saying that that's a fact. So let's go.
I know a lot of people say, I don't believe in tipping and this tipping isn't the right thing. They should pay their people more. Well, if you want to pay more for your food, they can do that. But they don't, okay? So tipping is something we do here in the US. So do tip that 15 to 20%. Oh, also, if you're at a bar and you're buying drinks, you're going to want to tip a couple dollars here and there. Otherwise, the bartender might not be too quick to come back and get you your next drink. So following off of those tips, what you need to realize is our next don't is don't be freaked out by the over-the-top service and free stuff you sometimes get in the US. Look,
Wow.
because of tipping and commissions and stuff like that, yes, there is a lot of over-the-top service here. But the thing is, in the US, the people actually are pretty nice and they want to help people. And sometimes for some travelers, if they come from countries where people don't get a lot of service sometimes, it can be a bit much, so don't freak out about it. Also with that is don't be freaked out with some of the free stuff you get when you go to restaurants. Look, if you go to a restaurant and they bring you bread and water or chips and salsa and all those really good things, that's included in your meal. Okay, so if you're going to be buying something, they're going to give you some free stuff. It might be some bread, it might be a salad, it might be a water, it might be something like that.
Wow. Like they're advising us to not freak out by the free stuff you're going to get if you visit the United States.
Yeah.
Interesting. That one is a good one. That one's a nice one. Yeah, that was like very nice. That would be very nice. But for him saying that the people in the US that are very happy and willing to help people, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can testify that on the channel.
Yeah, we can actually testify that.
Here on the channel, there are a lot of people that are willing to
Yeah.
help and just support.
Just
Right?
support. and I really like that.
Thank
That's
you.
one thing I know Americans for support.
Thank you, dear Americans. Thank you so much. We say thank you. You do a lot for the channel, and we can only say thank you.
So don't be like shocked when like, wait, I didn't order this bread. I didn't order this salad. Oh no, that comes with your meal, okay? Now the thing is though, you can't just go in and get chips and salsa and walk out, all right? You actually have to order some food when you go there. Now my next don't for you is don't smoke cigarettes in the US. If you're smoking cigarettes in the US, people will look at you like you're trying to kill their baby. Cigarettes is like totally verboten, like people really frown upon it, which is funny because when they talk about marijuana and stuff like that, people don't seem to care as much, but cigarettes, oh, you're trying to kill my baby with that cigarette 2 blocks away. So if you do smoke, make sure you try to find a place where you can smoke because a lot of restaurants, or pretty much all restaurants, hotels, stuff like that have smoke-free. It's smoke-free, so you have to go like 15 to 20 feet away from doing things, so that can be something. So I've come here outside my favorite liquor store to give you the next don't, and that is don't try to buy alcohol unless you're 21 or cigarettes unless you're 18 or over in the US. They will not sell them to you. And the thing is, don't forget your ID because if you look like you're 40 or under, they may ask you for that. And don't get
Please, before he says anything, don't buy alcohol if you are less than 21. In my country, guys, if you have the money in your hand, you can buy
You
alcohol.
can buy alcohol.
As long as you're breathing,
Whether it's 7, just have your money.
as long as you're
Just have your
breathing,
money.
as long as you're breathing, you could buy alcohol anyway.
Yeah.
Just enter the store, give out the money. Yeah. Nobody's going to ask you,
Why,
who are you buying it
yeah,
for?
who has sent you to go and buy the alcohol? Just
Yeah.
buy. You have the money, right? Give it.
Yeah,
It's
that
so
was a nice.
strange to me.
It's a nice one. Like, but I don't know. People should have been drinking from 18 because smoking cigarette from 18 is, why is it less dangerous than drinking alcohol from 18? Just crazy.
mad at them because if they don't ask, they could get in trouble and get fined. So don't be surprised because we've had friends that have come here, tried to buy alcohol, and they're like, sorry, you don't look old enough. Oh, I don't have my ID. Too bad. And the thing is, it's not just the person buying. They might ask anybody with you, so make sure everybody has their ID if they want to buy liquor or they want to buy, well, they want to buy alcohol or if they want to buy cigarettes. So just FYI on that one. Oh, that's also another don't I have for you is don't bother with a metric system when you come here. We don't use meters, we don't use kilometers, we don't use liters. It is inches, feet, miles, gallons, pounds, things like that. And I'll put a conversion chart here to show you, but honestly, you may say,
Let's check that. Let's check that. 1 gallon is 3.878 liters. Yeah. Oh. Oh, this is the most important one. 1 foot is equals to 30 centimeters.
1 yard is 0.9 meters.
1 yard.
Normally,
Damn, that's nice.
yeah, it's really nice.
I learned this
You
one.
need to know this.
Yeah, I need it. Because very soon we're traveling now.
honestly, you may say, hey, how far is it to this next town? And they'll tell you, oh, it's like 60 miles. You're like, what's that? Just know 60 miles, it's about 100 kilometers, okay? So just do that because the people here won't get it. I mean, I have people, when I'll tell them, oh, it's 100 meters away, they're like, 100 meters? It's like 100 yards. Oh, okay. So make sure you do know your imperial system, okay? Because metric, we don't do that so much here. So our next don't is when you do come to the US, there's a couple things you don't talk about, okay? One is gun control, and two is politics, because no matter where you are, you will get people on either side of the spectrum, and they will have an argument with you. So it's best just to lay off those topics, talk about the weather.
Yeah, that when we started the channel, right? I think a lot of people gave us very good advice to stay out of politics and not talk about anything political.
That concerns politics.
Yeah, and that was a very good advice, and for good reason. There's nothing you can talk in politics and not upset someone, or
Make someone happy.
Yeah, you always talk something that somebody say, yeah, you're right, and somebody's like, you damn not say that again. Yeah, so yeah, it's good. We focus more on the positive parts of the United States, and it
Like
has
you
been
said that
going
you
well.
talk about the weather.
Yeah, like
You want to talk
national
about
parks,
topics, you talk about the weather.
like weather,
Topics like weather.
nice national parks.
Yeah.
You'll get people on either side of the spectrum and they will have an argument with you. So it's best just to lay off those topics, talk about the weather. Oh, wouldn't it be nicer if it was sunny today and we could go sailing? Yes, that would be much better than discussing gun control or politics. Just putting that one out there for you right now. Now, my next note for you is don't assume that all the U.S. and all the Americans are the same. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, you're a typical American. Well, it's like saying you're a typical European. Look, the U.S. has all kinds of different cultures, all kinds of different people, all kinds of different topography and scenery and stuff like that. And when you come here, don't assume it's all the same. You will see regional differences in cuisines and how people treat each other and how everything looks, all kinds of stuff. So don't just think there's just one kind of American. They're all fat, slobby guys with ponytails. No, there's actually a lot of skinny people in America too.
Bro is low key roasting himself. Bro is low key roasting himself. Let's go.
Not just fat guys like me and my buddy Jeff. There are those. So don't assume it's all the same, all right? So do go out and explore. And that's why I always say is if you're going to come to the U.S., go and explore different regions because you'll get a really different feel. Because going to the southeast and seeing the plantation homes and going to see the southern towns down there versus going to the northwest and Seattle and Portland or going to San Francisco or going to the Midwest with Chicago and Milwaukee, you're going to have a very different feel, which is really a cool thing to do. And you start to understand is, wow, the U.S. does have a lot of different cultures within it, a lot of different feelings when you go around here. And following on with that, I guess I would say another don't assume there's no culture in the U.S. because there are a lot of cultural centers out there. If you go down to New Orleans, you see a very rich culture there. You go to New York or Boston, here in New England, you have a very distinct culture. In the Midwest with Chicago, Milwaukee, you go to the West Coast. I mean, there's a lot of different culture here. Historic culture with the Native Americans or more recent culture here. I mean, you have all that here you can really take in. And saying there's no culture in the U.S., it's not really true because there are all these different cultural centers with great museums like the Art Institute of Chicago or the Met in New York, the Getty in LA. There's all kinds of stuff you can see and do when you are here. For a cultural trip, it's not just seeing beautiful landscapes and seascapes like we are here in Connecticut. There's a lot more to it than that. Now, my next don't for you is one that I kind of get a lot of questions about. We actually have a video on this, and then that is, don't think that how are you or how's it going is actually a question. Look, when we say how's it going, how are you, these kind of things in the US, it's not a question, it's a statement. It's like saying hi. Okay, just take it as a hi. Because a lot of people say this, everyone asks me how I'm doing. When I try to tell them how I'm feeling, they're like, well, I was just saying how are you. Here, how are you is just hi. Think of it that way. It's like in France. Ça va? Ça va. How's it going? How's it going? We're good to go. In Portuguese, tudo bem, everything good? You answer back, tudo bem, everything good. It's just, how are you? How are you? You move on, okay? So don't think it's an actual question, all right? Now, another don't I have for you is don't expect a lot at the fancy hotels. You know, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to pay more money for this hotel. I'm probably going to get nicer stuff, like a nicer breakfast, better Wi-Fi. Oh, no, 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 no. For some reason in the U.S., it seems like the nicer the hotel, the more you have to pay for the things you think would be free, like Wi-Fi and breakfast. So don't feel like you have to stay at the fancy hotels, because honestly, if you're going to be going out and exploring, you just need a couple beds, right? So stay at the hotels in the U.S., and the cheaper ones will give you free Wi-Fi, free breakfast, all these kind of things, which is really nice, so don't expect that from the fancy hotels. Another don't I have for you is don't skip out on the local food. Look, we're here in New England. We're here in Connecticut. We've been having lobster and clams and oh my God, the New England clam chowder. Oh, my tummy is just like more. It's fantastic. When I'm in the South, man, Southern fried chicken, mac and cheese, barbecue. Oh my God. The food in the different regions in the U.S. are great. So don't just go to chain restaurants. When you go to your hotel, ask them, hey, what's some local restaurants around here? What's some locally owned and operated restaurants so you can go there and check out those places because they really give you a great experience. And I find a lot of times
what he's saying is
what
very
you say
nice.
really makes sense. I mean, when people travel out, maybe like for vacation or something,
Yeah.
they just want to visit but these expensive
Restaurants.
restaurants.
And
They don't want to think about the local ones, which
Yeah.
is actually good to visit the local ones. For me, I would
Absolutely.
prefer local ones because there's a lot of things to learn there.
Yeah.
In as much as there's a lot of things to learn in the fancy restaurants,
Yeah.
there's as well a lot of things to learn in the local ones, and I like that. I just
Of
like
course,
it.
I don't really like fancy restaurants. They're always ripping people off for now.
So what you're saying makes sense.
They really give you a great experience, and I find a lot of times those ones actually have better service than the chain restaurants because it's a mom and pop place where the owner is the ones helping you out, and that is really kind of a cool thing. Now, my next don't for you is don't get sick. Look, healthcare in the U.S. is insanely expensive, and just because you come from another country doesn't mean they're not going to find you for the bill. All right, so if you're going to be coming here, make sure you get travel insurance or trip insurance, so in case you do get sick or you do break an ankle or you do break an arm or something happens to you, your insurance will cover it. Now, you might have to pay it first and your insurance pays you back, but at least you'll get something back because healthcare here in the U.S. is insanely expensive, okay? So make sure you're prepared for that. And I guess my last don't I'm going to have for you is one that people actually got mad at me for when I lived in other countries when I told them the U.S. has 50 states. And they said, no, the U.S. has 52 states. Look, don't think the U.S. has 52 states. The U.S. has 50 states, okay? Just a heads up on that one. I'm sure that people are going to be commenting down below that when I was in school, they told me 52. No, there's 48 on the mainland, and then Alaska and Hawaii are 49 and 50, all right? So, those are our don'ts for visiting the U.S. What are some of the don'ts you have for the U.S.? Because I know there's more out there. I just want to get some of these out there to help out travelers heading to the U.S., just so we can get things going. Anyway, if you like videos...
Yeah, before we go ahead, he asks which other don't we have for the U.S.
Don't touch the boat.
Don't touch the boats. Don't touch
Don't
the
touch the
boats.
American boat.
Don't touch the boats. And don't mess with the oil routes. Don't mess with crude oil. Don't mess with crude oil prices. Yeah, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Don't mess with oil prices. Those two are probably the most dangerous of all the don'ts.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. Now, are we now advising him?
No, he asks.
Yeah, so we're telling him.
Yeah, we're telling you.
Yeah, he doesn't know. The link to the original video in the description. Yeah. You finally get to tell America what he's not supposed to do. Yeah. In case he comes back to the US, don't touch the boats of the US, right? Yeah. You know that. Yeah, and to us too. And other people watching.
Like this, we have stuff on what the don'ts of going to Russia, the don'ts of going to Germany, the don'ts of going to Brazil and things like that. And we really like helping travelers with honest travel advice. So if you like this video, do click that subscribe button. It means a lot to us, and we put new travel videos out every Wednesday and Saturday to help great travelers just like you. So I'll say bye from Connecticut and have a great time in the U.S. because don't worry, you will. It's a fantastic place.
Bye.
I'm loving this. Family, you have it there. People have watched up to this point, and they are such amazing people to have done that. The United States, we love you.
We love you so very much.
We don't have much to say,
What
right?
to do there?
Yeah, I just kind of ended the video. Don't have
Okay.
Yeah. Family.
I know some people have actually enjoyed the video right up to this point.
Yeah. And then you better consider, you should consider subscribing if you haven't.
Yeah.
We are so honored to have that.
So very much honored.
Thank you, family. End the video.
All right.